Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Before we start, please remember to subscribe, drop a like, and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. Today's video is sensitive, human, and long overdue. It is about a silence that became louder than headlines, and about a woman who has finally decided to speak in her own words, Yağmur Yüksel. Weeks have passed since the day that sent shockwaves through Turkish show business, the day little Gülüm was born. The country argued, speculated, celebrated, condemned. Through all of it, one voice remained absent. Photos trended, panels debated, and every new rumor tried to explain a woman who chose not to explain herself. For months, the public called it disappearance. Others called it self-protection. Only one person knew which of those was true. Today, for the first time, Yağmur has told her story. The interview was not filmed in a glossy studio or under the glare of spotlights. It took place in a modest room with a single window and a small recorder on the table. She chose the time. She chose the questions. And with a calm that surprised even the journalist across from her, she began. "I am tired of hearing my name spoken by mouths that do not know me," she said. "I am not a caption. I am not an angle. I am a person." She did not begin with accusations. She began with a moment most of us understand, sitting in a parked car, holding the steering wheel as if it could tell us what to do. "I was already at the hospital," she recalled softly. "But I stayed in the car for 20 minutes. I watched people go in with flowers and come out with relief or red eyes. I asked myself whether my presence would help anyone inside, or hurt them." Her description turned that day into a scene we could all see: the fluorescent corridor, the hum of the vending machine, a bouquet sliding slightly in its paper wrap, a security guard glancing at the clock, camera crews waiting for something, anything. She described her fear not as drama, but as fact. "I was afraid of being the wrong note in someone else's song." What made her leave the car was not courage as much as clarity. A message arrived on her phone: "If you do not come in now, you will regret it for the rest of your life." She will not say who sent it. She will only say that the sentence unclenched something. She opened the door and walked. Inside, the air felt heavier. "There was the kind of quiet that makes you notice your own breath," she said. People noticed her. Some looked away. Some stared. She did not ask permission or pardon. She went to the room where the child lay, small and fierce and new. "When I heard her first cry, something in me broke," she admitted. And something mended at the same time. No adjectives were needed. The way she described standing near the bassinet, hands still at her sides, tells enough. "I did not know whether to touch her," she said. "I did not know whether that would be welcome. So I stood where I could see her." She opened her eyes for a second. "I felt seen." Then came the line that has already been quoted everywhere: "I am not her mother. But I am not a stranger." She does not want a role that is not hers. She does not want to pretend a feeling is not there. "If one day she sees me, I hope she does not see a shadow pretending she never existed." The journalist asked the questions everyone asks: is there forgiveness? Is there distance? Is there a chance for reconciliation? Yağmur does not answer with a headline. She answers with a sentence that tastes like truth. Sometimes love is not about staying. It is about learning how to live with what was, what is, and what will never be. After the recording ended, the article went live. The country split down familiar lines. One half applauded her honesty, grateful for a voice that chose vulnerability without theatrics. "Finally, someone speaking like a human," a commenter wrote. The other half questioned her timing, her motives, her silence, her every breath. That is the cost of being visible. Even compassion, when posted at the wrong hour, becomes content. Talk shows built sets around her pauses. Body language experts rewound her blinks. The same corner of the internet that once demanded her explanation demanded now that she be quiet. Through it, she did not post another word. And then, a second chapter wrote itself without press releases. The woman everyone calls the mother of Gülüm arrived at the hospital one morning, long after the cameras had left. She walked alone, no entourage, no makeup artist trailing with a kit. Nurses recognized her. Some nodded, some pretended not to notice. She went to the glass that separates those inside from those not yet allowed in, the fragile border between beginning and everything that waits. There, as if arranged by a novelist but witnessed by a cleaner on break, two women stood side by side with their reflections overlapping the tiny bed. No shouting. No speeches. For a long minute, only the sound of machines and the soft meter of new breathing. "Why did you come?" the mother asked at last. "Because I felt I had to," Yağmur answered. "And what do you expect from me?" "Nothing," she said. "Only to see that she is well." There were no bargains, no accusations. The mother's face loosened. She had prepared for blame or a plea. She found something else, a boundary drawn not to keep someone out, but to keep the moment clean. "I do not know what place you have," the mother admitted. "Nor do I," Yağmur said. "I only hope that if she ever sees me, she does not feel that I was a rumor trying to erase itself." Witnesses say the mother nodded, the smallest concession, but perhaps the largest mercy. No hug, no headline. Just a consent to coexist with dignity. While that scene remained private, whispers carried it farther than microphones. People wanted a scandal. What traveled instead was gentleness. In a culture addicted to noise, two women chose the discipline of quiet. Where does this leave everyone else? It leaves the commentators with fewer words, and the audience with more to feel. It leaves the family around a table where grief makes the water taste metallic and the bread heavy. It leaves Yağmur back in a life where any step might be misread, but where she walks anyway. In her interview, she was asked whether she regretted going to the hospital. She smiled the kind of smile you see on people who have done a hard thing and survived it. "If I had not gone," she said, "I would spend years asking a question with no answer. I went. I saw. I heard. Now I am not afraid of the truth." Since then, she has not offered more details. She has gone to work. She has visited family. She has posted nothing performative. The absence of new content has done what absence always does, it has invited interpretation. Let the interpreters tire themselves. The child is growing. The adults are learning. What about Barry's Baktas, whose surname now sits in the same sentence as the child's? He has remained quiet as well. Friends say he is present, humble, and trying to keep the center steady. Those who attend the same set describe a man who listens more than he speaks. This is not romance for the magazines. This is the unphotographed work of ordinary decency. The public, however, does not live on ordinary. It lives on arcs and outcomes. It asks, will there be forgiveness to match the wound? Will there be a ceremony or a statement with logos at the bottom? Will there be a day when all three adults stand together, not as an image but as a decision? No one can answer that yet. The only certainty is that stories like this do not resolve on demand. They season. There is a temptation to turn pain into allegory. To say this is a lesson about pride, or a lesson about duty. Maybe it is both. Or maybe it is what it looks like when people try to act well in a situation where any action hurts someone. People want winners and losers. The truth resists that shape. If you are listening to this and searching for sides, consider this instead: two women met in front of a pane of glass and chose not to make a scene. A man carried his grief in a way that did not require applause. A newborn breathed. For one day, that was enough. The rest will take time. The rest always takes time. And in that time, perhaps the loudest thing we can practice is respect. Thank you for staying with me through this long and difficult story. If you value careful, humane reporting, please subscribe, share this video with someone who needs nuance, and tell me in the comments what you think. Can pain unite where distance once grew? Is forgiveness possible without reconciliation? I'll be reading. Until next time, be gentle with each other. Goodbye. Postscript for those asking for concrete updates, there will be few. There are no court documents to leak, no exclusive photos that make anything clearer than the words already spoken. There are, however, small kindnesses that do not trend. A handwritten note left at a nurse's station. A bouquet of white carnations delivered with no sender name. A volunteer form submitted for a neonatal charity in Istanbul. These are not proofs. They are movements of character. Media ethics will keep haunting this story. Should the cameras have waited outside? Should microphones have been lowered when the first tears fell? The answer is simple and difficult. When the news is a human being, the method must be human too. Outrage sells faster than empathy, but it also burns out faster. What remains, when the cycle is over, is the way we treated the people inside our headlines. Fans have asked what they can do. Here is something small and real. Do not weaponize the child's name in arguments. Do not compare women who do not need to be compared. If you must share, share the part of the interview where humility outshines drama. If you must choose a sentence to quote, choose the one that asks for less noise and more care.